Hello, beautiful babes. Happy Thursday. How are you? I am doing really, really well. I'm excited for the second episode of Globe with Steph. I hope that what I'm going to share today is very helpful for you, or at least something is. Before we get started, as you join, please say hi in the comments and let me know how you're doing. Also, I just want to let you know that I'm going to do a giveaway. So I'm so close to 6,000 subscribers. And so I figured once I'm at the 6,000 mark, then I will do a giveaway for a personalized recording to one of my subscribers. So I thought that would be a fun little way to say thank you for being here with me on this journey together. So I also hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, please give me like a thumbs up or something in the comments so that I know that you can hear me. That would be very helpful. So before we also dive in a little bit more to the new stuff today, I want to check in with you and see how your goddess days have been. So what have you been doing? Have you done any goddess days, and what have you been doing for them? Is there something you would share for other people to try so that they could also add it possibly if they enjoy it to their goddess day? And if you'd like to continue the conversation around that, feel free to join my Facebook group. That's Globe with Steph. I will put that link right in here. I think I have it. I'll put it in the comments so you can join that group if you'd like to. And let's see. Okay, so today, along with following kind of like your having that goddess day and allowing you to tap into your feminine energy, the next step I would like you to focus on, or I would invite you to focus on, is trusting your intuition. So trusting when your body tells you yes or when your body tells you no, because a lot of times we'll get like a gut feeling or a sensation within our body that tells us yes or no. And feminine energy is very intuitive. So it's really important that we allow ourselves to tap into our intuitive self every once in a while. Hello, Julio. I know hello, but I'm not sure everything that you're saying. I'm sorry. I only speak English. I know a couple other words from other languages, but not enough to have like a conversation. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So that's kind of the next challenge is now that you're having a goddess day and you're flowing into it. Hello, Jessica. How are you? Now that you are having like a goddess day, you've kind of tapped into elevating your feminine energy and just being present with it and giving it permission to exist and be a part of your life, your world. I need your two. Not sure exactly what you mean, but tell me more and we'll go from there. So definitely, top. Thank you. Thank you. I'll put a link. It's actually a dress. It's like a sparkly, festive, fun dress. And so I'll put a link at Amazon, baby. So, okay. So now that you've given yourself permission to tap into your feminine energy and your femininity, the next part is just really amplifying your intuition then, because your intuition is what's going to guide you with your creativeness, with your self-love, with your self-acceptance. And as we do that, following our intuition is really, really important. So just pay attention over, from now on, because your body will tell you when it's a yes and when it's a no. So like maybe you've heard people say like a full body yes, like they want you to have a full body yes. If you've ever heard that, let me know in the comments. Be like, yes, I've heard people say that. So let me know. Pat, I love that dress. You have an LBD on today. I'm the worst at acronyms, so I may not know what LBD means. I'm like literally the worst at them. I usually mix them up all the time and everything, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. So Have you heard that before? A full body yes. Mm. Little black dress, love it. Yes. I mean, you can't go wrong with a little black dress, right? They are so phenomenal. You could dress them up, dress them down, wear them. I mean, they're phenomenal. So, love that for you. Um so yeah, so just really pay attention. So like for me, if it's not a full body yes, if I'm not like, and I'm also, okay, so if we tap into a little bit of human design here. So I'm a manifesting generator, but I'm an emotional. So it means like when I make decisions, I have to be more of in a neutral state, like a neutral mood, like, okay. And then when I think about it, if I feel good, when I think about that decision, then that's a yes for me. If I'm in a neutral mood and I'm like, I don't really think I want to do that, then that's a no for me. And I've really been practicing using kind of how I'm supposed to make decisions based on my human design. And it's been really, really helpful. And then I can feel more confident in my decisions. Some people are just like a yes or no and like purely gut. And if it's a gut decision, then it's like, okay, do you want to do this? And if you're like, maybe, that's a no, right? So kind of play around with how your body tells you yes and how your body tells you no. And when you feel the most comfortable trusting your decision and being okay with the outcome, even if it's disappointing, because you followed your intuition. Because how many of us have been like, I don't really think I want to do that, or I don't know, for some reason I get like weird vibes when I'm around somebody, so I don't really want to keep hanging out with them. But then you just ignore that. You're like, I'm going to shove that down and I'm going to do it anyway. And then you're like, oh no, why did I do that? I should have listened to myself. Or even taking a test, right? You're like, oh, I think it's C, but then you doubt yourself and you pick A and then you get it wrong and you're like, nah, why didn't I trust myself? Right. So my invitation for you is to really practice connecting with your relationship with your body and how your body provides answers for you. So yes or no. Um, a Pat, you have not heard that before. Okay, well, I'm glad you heard it now. So, okay, so the other thing, as we I kind of want to take a moment for a meditation, because that was one of the things that we'll do in the glow up, is do like a little meditation. So if you can do this now, if you can't do it now, do it later. But just like take a moment and kind of connect with your breath and just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And just close your eyes whenever you feel ready. And if you can't do this now because you can't close your eyes, that's fine. Just do it later. Then take another breath in. And this time, sigh it out. And now just kind of let your breath flow in and flow out, whatever way feels the most comfortable for you. I like to breathe in through my nose and out through my nose. That feels the best for me. But now I just want you to kind of connect with like your body for a second. And just kind of think about a time, or let me think. I could ask a question. So, do you like spaghetti? And whether that's a yes or a no, just kind of notice where it comes up into your body. Where's the yes or where's the no? Notice what that feels like. And I'll just ask a couple more questions so you can kind of connect with your yes or no. Hopefully, there'll be a variety of answers. Do you want to go skydiving? Would that be fun for you? And just kind of notice how your body responds. Is it a yes or is it a no? And where do you feel that within you? Just continuing to breathe in and to breathe out, just naturally letting it flow in and out. Do you like to receive flowers? And just notice that yes or that no. Would you like to have a pet alligator? Do you like to surprise people with gifts? Do you like to spend quality time with people? Do you like to drive really fast? Do you like going to the dentist? So hopefully now you're starting to notice what your yeses are like and what your nos feel like. And now I want you to kind of tap into the joy. So I want you to think of the last thing that brought you a lot of joy. Anything in your life, maybe it was a meal, maybe it was a TV show, maybe it was a book you read, maybe it was a walk out in nature, maybe it was a compliment somebody gave you. Just really tap into that moment where you felt joy. Kind of replay that moment for yourself. And now notice where that joy lives within you. Is it in your heart? Is it in your mind? Is it in your throat? Is it in your gut? Is it in your knees? Just pay attention. Where is that joy activating within you when you think of that memory? And now, as you continue to kind of focus on that joy, I want you to focus on your breath, breathing into the same count as you're breathing out. And imagine that with each breath, that joy can expand within you until it's all the way within you, from your head to your toes. Maybe it's the energy around you, filling up your aura or your space around you. Just take a few breaths, expanding your joy, connecting with your joy, giving it permission to live and to be big and to be bold and to be just lovely. So just give your joy some permission to expand and to flow within you and all around you. And maybe your joy has a color. For me, love and joy are like this bright pink, kind of a neon pink, but not exactly neon. And so for me, it's like a darker, bright pink. But your color of joy can be any color you want it to be. Maybe it's yellow, maybe it's orange, maybe it's purple, maybe it's mint green. Let your joy be whatever color it is for you. And maybe your joy has a sound. Maybe it sounds giddy or sounds like just soothing, happy, ecstatic. Who knows? However your joy sounds, just connect with that. Just let it build. Reminding yourself that you have access to this joy at any time. Anytime someone tries to interfere with your joy in the day, maybe they insult you, maybe they're a little bit impatient or rude, speak harshly, or say something that you don't like. Know that you can move through that emotion and return back to your joy. And you can increase your joy and let it expand. We never use joy to necessarily cover up things, but we like to use joy to remind us that it's still there, even in our hardest moments, through the challenges we face. It's living there within us, and we can tap into it and connect with it. And joy can often help us move through the challenges and the discomfort of life. So just going ahead and just reminding yourself that that joy is a tool for you that lives within you, that you have access to. So now just connecting with your breath, telling yourself anything you need to hear, giving yourself permission to be connected to your joy. Maybe you give joy direction, give it some assignment, some acknowledgement. taking a moment in gratitude for yourself, for going within, connecting with your yeses, your nos, and your joy. And then when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes, returning to this moment. Very, very well. So if you want to, you can share in the comments like what your joy, what color your joy is, or what sound your joy makes, if you can even express it, because maybe it's like a noise or a sound that you can't really express or put a word to. But if you want to share the color of your joy, please feel free. Oh, weird. It looks like my table's about to fall over. That's really interesting. But it doesn't look like that right there. Is my camera crooked? I don't know. Anyway, okay. So now for a journaling activity that I think is so beneficial for everyone to do, if you have not done this yet, is continuing with the theme of joy. Yellow, like sunshine. I love that for you, Jessica. That's wonderful. And Pat, pastel pink, waterfall. Ooh, I love it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so for your journaling activity, hello, Kevin. How are you? I'm so glad you could make it. So you get out your journal, and I want you to think about like what you do in a day, but also just in life in general. And really think about what brings you, like kind of what are your activities you do in a day. And then I want you to think about joy and how much joy they bring you. And I want you to think of a scale from like 1 to 10 and kind of number them. So this is something that Kyle Cease does. This is where I got this, a little bit of this activity, and then I've kind of expanded on it myself. But then you pick a number from 1 to 10, 10 being it brings you the most joy possible, and 1, it brings you very little joy. Like, I mean, you could even do 0, where it brings you like no joy at all. You're like, I hate doing this, but I have to do it. And then I want you to think about just in life in general, what brings you joy, you know? So for like me, things that bring me joy that I might not necessarily think about as an activity during the day, but it's like drinking a cup of tea, having a nice water bottle, right? That I can fill up with water and have it with me. Another thing that brings me joy is having long fingernails. And I was playing with my dog and he gets a little rough sometimes. And so anyway, all my nails broke. So I have very short nails right now, which is very unusual for me. I like literally pretty much always never have short nails. My nails are always long. And ever since I was like a little tiny girl, like 4, I've always had long nails. So to have short nails, right? But so place of joy would be to have long nails. So I like to grow my nails out. Like maybe wearing jewelry or certain makeup or certain scents or talking to certain people, stuff like that. So create a list of what you do on a day-to-day basis. Rate that from 0 to 10. 0, no joy at all. 10, so much joy, your favorite ever, right? And then each item put next to it, what number would you give it on that scale from 0 to 10? And then go through, and the things that you have like 3 or under, but you have to do, like maybe you don't really like dusting, but you have to dust because dust is always continuously coming, right? So perhaps you need to dust. So what could you do? And if you can't delegate it to somebody else, or you aren't hiring someone to come and dust for you and you have to dust, what can you do to add a little bit of joy to that chore, to dusting, right? Or whatever it is you need to do. So maybe it's you listen to music, or perhaps you drink tea or a beverage that you really like while you're dusting, or you talk to a friend while you're dusting. How can you offset the displeasure with something that brings you pleasure in that moment? And then also the things that are like a 10, how often are you having them included in your day? And is there a way to anything in 8, 9, or 10? Is there a way that you can add those to your days more often? Like, how can you make sure every day has an 8, 9, or 10 in it? And you could also do like little joy triggers, right? Like, for me, I have flowers, right? Flowers absolutely bring me joy. So I love to have them in my office because it just elevates the mood automatically when I have a beautiful bouquet of flowers around me. Or like I saw this little art piece and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I love it. And maybe it'll change later, but right now I love it. So I got it and I added it to my background so that when I'm here, I have that little bit there. I have the flowers, I have a nice saying, I have things that add just a little beauty that bring me joy. Um, so sorry, I got a little distracted there for a second. So, anyway, just finding things that add joy to your day is something that is really, really important, especially to continue to connect to your feminine energy and that just flow of like life doesn't have to be so serious or mundane or just full of things that are challenging or we dislike. Like there's little ways where we could sprinkle joy throughout our day. Joy triggers, that's what it is. So these automatically just trigger a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness within me. So think about little, like maybe it's plants for you, or maybe it's a specific color, or maybe it's a specific scent, or maybe it's a certain hat you choose to wear, or earrings, or whatever it is. Just make sure that you're finding things to add into your day that give you that little boost of joy. Okay. You can't stay. You're on a break at work. I just want to say hi, Steph. I'm loving the new format, and I'm honored that you picked the name that I suggested. Yes. Well, thank you for suggesting it. I took off I think it was like the glow up, but I went with glow up because it seemed like a lot of people did really enjoy that name. So, and it's kind of fun. So yes, thank you for suggesting it, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yay. Okay. Yeah, because I really do try to make it so that this is for you, for all of you who are coming to watch, and that it benefits you and you get value out of coming here and spending some of your time with me. So, okay, let's see. We just want to double check, make sure I got that. So, any questions about your joy list or journaling around it or anything like that? Even if you're here for the replay, go ahead and ask them in the comments and I will get back to you. Oopsie, sorry about that. Now we'll get back to you. Okay. So now I want to share about inspirational trans women that most of you probably already know about. And if you don't, I'll tell you about her. So her name is Lily Elba. They have a movie that is really great. So also this last week was Trans Awareness Week. And I think that's really great to have that week. And one of the movies that I watched for Trans Awareness Week was The Danish Girl. And I wanted to do Glow Up with Steph yesterday, but I watched The Danish Girl first and I was too emotional. So I didn't really want to to Glow Up with Steph after that because I was like, the movie made me very sad because if you know Lily's story, you know that she dies in the end. So it was very, very sad. Sorry if I ruined that for you, for anyone who wanted to watch that movie and didn't know the end of it. But what is really, really, really cool about Lily is she is such a pioneer of trans women. I know, spoiler alert, but the movie is still totally worth watching because if you if you Googled Lily, you would know that she dies. So, but yeah, so it's a really, really great movie. It shows her journey. I mean, obviously, it's a movie, right? So Hollywood's going to add a little bit to it, but they did add a lot that was actually is true to her story. And so it shows the relationship of her and her wife and how her wife supports her in her transition and how she's one of, if she's not the first, she's one of the first to receive the gender reassignment surgeries. And so she had several surgeries before she passed. And it's just like this, I don't know, I feel like the story is so well done and it's so beautiful. And I think it's really important to know some of the history of what people also went through. So when Lily would go to the doctors to try to kind of talk about her experiences and what's going on with her, they would diagnose her with schizophrenia. And that was something that happened a lot at the time. So this was like in the 1920s. She started her sex reassignment surgeries in like 1930. And so it was definitely very scary to share that and be, just share that side of herself with people and talk about it, because people would literally like tell her she was crazy, or, you know, just, and it was scary. Like, they institutionalized people all the time back then. So anyway, very interesting story. I think that had to have taken just so much courage. And part of her story is that she started sitting for her wife, because they were both artists, and a model couldn't show up. And so that's when her husband stepped in as the model. And then that's when Lily was born and came to be, and but Lily was always alive within. But at that point is when Lily started to present to the world and come out. So it's a really, really interesting story. If you don't know about Lily Elba, I definitely think check out her story, learn about her a little bit. It's worth knowing how she was a pioneer for the trans women today. Yeah, Pat, you cannot imagine the courage that took. Yeah, right? Well, luckily, though, she finally did find a surgeon or a doctor who was like, hey, I can do this sex reassignment surgery. And there's different opinions on, was she the first person or not? But she was definitely at least one of the first. So it's kind of like, I mean, that in itself, I can't even imagine how scary that was, to be one of the first to receive gender reassignment surgery, and almost as like the doctor's kind of experimenting a little bit. So very interesting. So she is worth knowing about. So check her out. Okay. So now I want to share with you my morning skincare routine. So obviously, one of my big secrets to my skincare routine is to drink a ton of water. I haven't been drinking as much water the past couple days. I've been having some wine at the end of the night versus like water or tea. So I might look a little bit more tired today, but water is huge. So I'd love to drink about 62 ounces of water a day. So the goal is to drink half your body weight of water a day, unless it exceeds a gallon, right? So a gallon is like where you want to be. So yes, so I'm a big fan of water, which is a huge skincare routine. Okay, so now I want to share, let's see. So in the morning, I don't really wash my face because I had already washed it the night before and I put some really good oils on it. So I don't really feel like I need to rewash my face in the morning. So what I do is oh shoot, I forgot my moisturizer. But what I do is I use this Ultimate Quench, right? So it's like a serum. And so with my face clean, I'll just put the serum on. Some of the days I'll put like an oil on first, and I'll do like this kind of like lymph massage that I do. And I don't do that every day though. I need to, but I don't. And then I'll put on my serum, put that all over. I also, whatever I do to my face, I do to my hands and my neck and my chest, right? And so then, now this is brand new. I just started doing this on a friend's recommendation. So this is my very first bottle. You can see there's still quite a bit in there. So I've just been doing this for, I don't know how long that is, like a month, 2 months. I don't know, I don't know how much that would be. But anyway, so then I use this, which is like a vitamin C that I put on, again, skin, neck, chest, hands. And then since I am 41, I wanted to start putting, and she also recommended this, which I don't know that I have dark spots, but I figured preventative. And so this is called Bye Bye Dark Spots. And so then I'll put that on after. So this, then this, and again, all over my face, my neck, my chest, my hands. And then I will put on my moisturizer, which I totally forgot, but it's the same Botanical Rush brand. And then after that kind of dries, if I'm going to be in the sun a lot that day, I don't use sunscreen every day, but if I am going to go and be out in the sun, I will then put on sunscreen. And so this is the sunscreen that I use. Yes, Jessica, I will link all of them for sure. Kevin, you're so sweet. You look 21. Well, that's probably just because I'm on camera. If you saw me in person, I probably look a little older than that. But Okay, I'll take the compliment. I receive it. Thank you. Um, and then I will put on my makeup, which in Glow Up with Steph episode 1 has all the makeup that I use. Okay, so then some other kind of things that I'll do is if I'm going to straighten my hair. So I actually have naturally curly hair. I know, I know. But so I straighten it, or I'll like straighten it and then curl it a little bit. But so I will use this. I don't know if you can see that really well. It's like a heat protector, so I could put it on my hair. It's supposed to protect it from the heat. I don't really know if it does or not, but I figure it can't be hurting my hair. I just put it down here, you know? So I use that. And I actually got this through a subscription box that I had before. So this is just what they sent one time. So I've just been using it. And yeah, Damage Remedy. Very right. Daily hair repair. Instant visible repair. Protects from heat styling. So you just put a little bit on, shake it, put a little bit on before I blow dry, and then straighten. And this is just something really fun that I like to use. Right. It's a little essential oil, and it is for your solar plexus, which is, just really great for confidence and trusting yourself and just feeling really good, which your solar plexus is like, right here. So you can just put a little bit there in a clockwise motion. And then I also just like to put a little bit on, like a little tiny bit right there on my forearms, and smell it. It smells really good. I like it. It's very mild. It's also the color yellow. So Jessica, you might really like it, Jessie, because it's a nice yellow color. Okay, so yeah, I think that covers my morning skin routine. Any questions? Any questions for me about my skin routine? And if you are watching the replay, just ask your questions in the comments of the replay. Get a little sip-a-roo. Okay. Now, I want to share some resources for trans women and cross-dressers. So, a clothing brand is called, and I may mess up the pronunciation a little bit sometimes because pronouncing words is not my strong suit. So, and Femme Style, and I will put that link as well. So they have like a lot of dresses, body shaping, clothing, shoes, wigs, accessories, all sorts of fun stuff for you to check out. And like I said, I will link that in the comments. Also, there's a trans lifeline, which I think, yes, not my forte. Hang on one second. Okay. Yes. So there's a trans hotline that's in the US and Canada. I don't know any other places, but this is a hotline staffed by transgender people, and they assist trans folks in need. So I will definitely link that as well. But if you're in the US, the phone number is 877-565-8860. And if you're in Canada, the number is 877-330-6366. So just want you to have that available to you as well. And then another resource that I thought was pretty cool is called the Jim Collins Foundation. Now they do a grant cycle once a year, and you can apply for the grant to help with gender affirming surgeries. Now, this is if your insurance doesn't cover gender affirming surgeries, or you don't have insurance, but you have to be able to pay for the travel, all the medication before and after. Like, you have to be able to pay for everything else. But if you apply for the grant, they can help with some people. I don't know how many people get approved. I think it depends on how much money they raised that year, from what I was understanding. So it's very based on like how much money do they have in their pot to help support gender affirming surgeries. But I thought that was something that might be really beneficial and you could check out. So I will link that as well. And that's good to know just for if you're trans, or if you're an ally and you want to support somebody and have resources available. So that's another reason why I like to share these resources, because yes, a lot of people that do subscribe are trans women or cross-dressers, but there are just a lot of allies here as well. And cis women, I think there might be a couple cis men, but it's important for us to know that these resources exist so we can let people know, because most of us probably have a trans person in our life and we just may not know it. You know what I mean? So it's important to know these resources. Okay. And a book recommendation is this book, Pussy, A Reclamation. If you could see, I don't know if it's kind of. So this is a book all about it's founder of Mama Gina's School of Womanly Arts. And so not everything in this book will be for everyone, but there's a lot of stuff in this book that is really great for a lot of us. You know what I mean? So you might read a chapter and you might be like, what? This, I don't know about that. But as you keep going, you can probably find something in this book that's a takeaway for you, that even if it's just allowing you the permission to accept pleasure in your life. And when I say pleasure, I don't just mean sexual pleasure, though that is an aspect of pleasure, but just pleasure in general. Like, so many times we deny ourselves just enjoying life or finding the pleasures in life. And so for whatever reason, like food, right? Food could be a pleasure, but we could deny ourselves pleasure because we're so concerned that our body has to look a specific way at all times, that we'll deny ourselves food that's pleasurable, or we'll deny ourselves other things because we feel too guilty spending money on ourselves, or all of these things. And so it's really important to practice allowing yourself to receive pleasure or happiness from other people and from yourself. Like, if you have something you want to buy for yourself and you have the funds to buy it, it's okay to buy it. You know what I mean? Like, without guilt, without shame. And so that's something that a lot of people have to go through, is how do I spend money on myself? How do I do things for myself without being selfish or, seen in a negative light? So pleasure is key, especially for your feminine energy. Okay, so Kevin, being happy. Happy is in pleasure. Yeah, pleasure can definitely bring happiness, joy, gratitude, like living in an uplifted state versus kind of like oh, life's always so serious and hard and challenging. And there's all this always good. Like, we don't want to live in suffering, right? Like, suffering and challenges happen on a day to day, but like, we can experience challenges, we experience loss, we experience so many things, but there is just so much power in allowing ourselves to also live through compassion and joy, instead of only just being stuck and marinating in the suffering and the challenges of life, right? So pleasure is something we have to give ourselves permission to do. And Gina is really great at kind of explaining in this book ways to do that. She also talks about, now I haven't done this yet, but some people definitely do it. You might see it a little bit sometimes on social media or something. But what she does is she'll have like these, I can't remember what it's called because I don't do it. But anyway, they'll like all get in like a trash bag or something, and then they'll like vent about everything that's going wrong in their life, and they'll throw tantrums and they'll do all this stuff, and then they like kind of thrash around feeling like bah, and they'll all take turns doing it. It's a group of women, they'll get together and do this, and then they just kind of release, right? It's a release of carrying all that suffering, all that heaviness, and just they like release it out of their body, and they're supported and loved by everyone around them. So anyway, that is, but she also just recommends so many other little tips and tricks in here. So I think it's phenomenal. And she has schools like the Womanly Arts, and she's very much focused on pleasure, and she does focus a lot on sexual pleasure. So check it out. Okay. Well, my lovelies, that is all I have for us today. Now we're going to wrap up with some affirmations. Unless you have any questions, that you have for me, or just any comments you want to share, we can do that too. And then we'll move on to affirmations. Now, I know Thanksgiving is coming up next week, at least in America. So, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Are you celebrating? Do you not celebrate? Do you have any traditions that you absolutely love and look forward to? Share those. You could share those as well. Okay. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Steph. You brighten my day. Ah, thank you, Pat. That means so much. And that brightens my day. Yay. Love it. Well, let's go ahead and do some affirmations. Are you ready? So these are, if you have an affirmation that you love, go ahead and share it in the comments and we'll say it out loud together. But here we go. So I am enough. I honor my femininity. I express my femininity. I am confident in who I am. I trust my intuition. I receive joy. I give myself permission to receive and delight in pleasure. I am whole. I am valid. I honor myself now and each day that passes. I honor myself now and each day that passes. I am full of life. I radiate life. Sorry, let me say that again. I radiate light, love, and beauty. I radiate light, love, and beauty. And now we'll do the ones that are at the end of every video. I am enough. I matter. I make a difference. My life is important. I get to be me. And then you can also just say your name. I am whatever your name is. Very, very well. So thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciated it. I think I will do a Glow Up with Steph episode once a month because I want to kind of receive feedback of what people want to hear during these and kind of like so I could curate the episodes. Otherwise, I'll just continue doing my own little ideas and providing those based off of the structure when I first talked about it, the suggestions that were made then. Thank you, Kevin. You're a wonderful person too. I appreciate that. So you have an incredible rest of your day. I am sending you so much love and endless love. And I will see you next time. I will hopefully be putting up a recording over this weekend. So, yay. Have an incredible day. I love you guys and I think you're amazing. And like I said, when I hit my 6,000th subscriber, I'll do a drawing and I'll pick someone to receive a personalized recording from yours truly. So, yay. Okay. Have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.